من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. With the recent events taking place with the insults against the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is highlighted for us as Muslims that this war against Islam and Muslims is not an imaginary thing. It's not something which the extremists or those fundamentalists have made up, but rather what we can see over the past couple of weeks is that this rage and hatred for Islam and Muslims is real. That over the past decades, the Americans, the British, and all the disbelievers, they have been killing the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They have been attacking Islam, and the more and more hatred we see from them, that they even attack the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what does this mean for the Muslims? We as Muslims, we need to contemplate about this matter. Because for us, the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we cannot have Iman. We cannot have Iman unless we love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our Iman is infused with the love of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. None of us is a believer until we love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than we love ourselves. This is how it should be. This is how our Iman should be affected. That we should have this effect. We should feel insulted. We should feel angry. Because no one should get angry except for the sake of Allah. And why not get angry when they insult the best of creation, the best of believers, our messenger, the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How dare these kuffar even contemplate to even make a film about the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? This is how we should be reacting. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that whoever sees an evil, let him forbid it with his hand. And whoever cannot, let him forbid it with his tongue. And if he cannot, let him hate it in his heart. And this is the lowest form of Iman. So for all those people out there that claim to have Iman, to claim to follow the Sunnah of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to claim to love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where is your Iman? Where is those people that is ready to take action with their hands? Where are those people that the imams, we can see them on the tongues of the believers? Where are those people that are ready to sacrifice, like the Sahaba, they said, I sacrifice my mother and my father for you, O Messenger. This is how we should be. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he himself, he said, none of you can be a believer until I am dearer to you than your own life, than your own wealth, than your own family. So what concerns have you got? What are you worried about? When they attack the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is more important than your own self, than your own life, than your own wealth, than your own family, anything that you have in this life. But we see for many of the people, many of these so-called spectators, they're commenting and they're saying that we should be concerned about what the disbelievers think. What the disbelievers think. We can see what they think when they insult the messenger. We can see what they think when they kill the brother and the sister of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We can see what they think when they invade our lands and tell us this is freedom and this is democracy. And now you want to abide by their laws and follow their traditions? I thought we were the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We only have one example. And the best example, the best uswatan hasana for us is the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Was he not the one that gave us the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, those who oppose Allah and his messenger, they are from the lowest of creation, the most humiliated. Was he not the one that gave us the surah, Kul ya ayyuhal kafirun, in which we say at the last part, Lakum dinukum waliya din, that you have your way of life and we have our way of life. So whose standards do we want to live our life by? Which way do we want to follow? Do we want to follow the best of creation, or do we want to follow the worst of creation? And for those people that say we live in a democracy, that we live in under freedom, what kind of freedom is this? When you people, you come to our lands claiming you have brought us freedom, the only thing that we can see is death and destruction. When you say to us, we have freedom, but yet we are not allowed to speak when our brothers and sisters are being killed. When you people say that we have freedom to express ourselves, but we are not allowed to express the anger against these insults against the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But let me remind you, O disbelievers, because we've seen many of you people come out. We've seen many of you people come out. You want to say to us, yes, this is freedom. This is what you have to live for. This is the values that you have. You think you have succeeded in some way. You think you have brought some victory to yourself. The only thing that you have done, O disbelievers, O Western governments, O Americans, O the French, O the British, and anyone else that dares to insult the Messenger Muhammad, what you have done is awoken the sleeping giant. You have awoken the Muslims, and we can see them in Tunisia, in Libya, in Egypt, how these disbelievers, they are running from the lands of the Muslims. Because why? The Ummah of Muhammad is there. The nation that follows that messenger that you dare to insult is there. And they are ready to respond. They are ready to show how much they love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now you are trembling. Now you are worried. You are closing down your embassies. You are worried about the reaction. And for those disbelievers that are not concerned, are not worried yet, that is because you have not met somebody from the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You will know when you meet somebody from the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're not afraid to show you what this messenger he stood for. He stood for Islam. He stood for the Quran. He stood for the Sharia. He stood for the Khilafah. He stood for Jihad. This is who the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. And in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned, you are the best nation, this Muslim nation, this nation that follows the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are the best nation. Why? What attribute did Allah mention in the Quran that we are the best nation? Because we command the good and we forbid the evil. This is the attribute of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So do not despair, do not feel down, O Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You are the people that command good and forbid evil. So come out and forbid these people. Show them that this is an evil that they are doing, and forbid them with your hands, forbid them with your tongues. And at least, the least that you can do is have some anger in your heart. This is the lowest form of Iman for anyone that loves the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. O Muslims, wake up and realize what these disbelievers they have done is expose their own deen, their own way of life. They have shown us the fruits of democracy and freedom. Would you like to live under a system which insults your deen, which insults your Nabi, which insults the wives of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? How many times are we going to have to bear this insult? How many times are we going to see the blood of this ummah run? My dear Muslims, isn't it about time that we wake up and realize that democracy is only hypocrisy? We can see the double standards of these kuffar, that they say that there is freedom, but there is no freedom for a Muslim, because he is not allowed to speak, he is not allowed to stand, he is not allowed to demonstrate, he is not allowed to call out for the truth. The only thing these people want is freedom to go to hellfire. This is what they offer you. Look to their own lands. In their own lands they have corruption and evil. This is something that we need to free ourselves from. O Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, let us remind ourselves of who we follow. We follow the best creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, the best of mankind, who was sent with the final revelation, the Quran, which provides for us a solution until Yawm al-Qiyamah. It provides a solution for all the problems we will face. That this messenger, he was given the complete message, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completed his favor upon this messenger and named this deen al-Islam. And what made the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, him and his companions, so successful that they caused a revolution in their own lands. They caused a revolution away from the ideas of shirk and disbelief and sin and evil. They cause a revolution of purity, of truth, of justice, and they transform the whole of the Middle East from a land of darkness into a land of light by establishing the Islamic State. This is a kind of revolution that the Muslims should be calling for. For all those Muslim, our brothers and sisters in the Middle East, and for all those Muslims that live under the law of oppression of man-made law. Oh my dear Muslims, let us rise up. Isn't it about time that we remember who our Nabi was? He was not Barack Obama. He was not Tony Blair or Gordon Brown or any of these leaders or presidents or kings. Our example was the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best example, and he gave us the best way of life, al-Islam. Let us return back to this way of life. Let us show not just to the non-Muslims, but to the Muslims and to the whole world. Let us show society what we as the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have to offer. And let us establish this Islamic State. Because only once when we have this Islamic State could we purely defend the honor of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let us not sit idly. Let us not be from those people that have some disease in their heart, which are trying to quell the rising from the Muslims. No, my dear Muslims, let us be from those people that our iman increases and increases, that our deeds increase and increase, until we show the world that no one is allowed to touch anything from Islam. Ourselves, this is how it should be. This is how our iman should be affected. That we should have this effect. We should feel insulted. We should feel angry. Because no one should get angry except for the sake of Allah. And why not get angry when they insult the best of creation, the best of believers, our messenger, the With the recent events taking place with the insults against the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is highlighted for us as Muslims that this war against Islam and Muslims, Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we cannot have iman. We cannot have iman unless we love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our iman is infused with the love of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. None of us is a believer until we love the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than we love us. They have been killing the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They have been attacking Islam. And the more and more hatred we see from them, that they even attack the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what does this mean for the Muslims? We as Muslims, we need to contemplate about this matter. Because for us, the Muslims is not an imaginary thing. It's not something which the extremists or those fundamentalists have made up. But rather what we can see over the past couple of weeks is that this rage and hatred for Islam and Muslims is real. That over the past decades, the Americans, the British, and all the disbelievers